What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. Also, what's crazy is the fact that we have another injury that's going to hurt the women's division.
Do we?
Say what?
Do we really?
We not about to sit up here and play Bayley right now.
I don't think it's real.
You don't think it's real?
Nah.
Okay, I'm going to read this whole thing and then you got to tell me your theory.
Alright.
So Bayley is out for 9 months. Suffers an injury during training, expected to miss 9 months of action. So since the WWE is going back on the road, Raw is the last Thunderdome show because next week on Smackdown they will be back in front of a live crowd.
Which is weird to begin with.
What?
Why not have Money in the Bank be the first live show and then have Raw after that, then start it, not SmackDown, then the pay-per-view, then, I guess it's just me.
I mean, I don't know, but maybe it's a Fox thing. I don't know. Because depending on how these finals go, they may be going up against a game, it's at least going to game 5 now. So, we necessarily... If it goes to game 6, never mind. If it goes to game 6, it'll still miss over Friday because it's Tuesday, Thursday type thing. So, all right, yeah, my bad. So it won't be, run up against that. But I couldn't tell you. But so they've been having these mandatory workouts that they have to do, and she injured herself. So it says first ever WWE Women's Grand Slam champion will be out of action until 2022. WWE announced on Friday that Bayley suffered an injury in a training session and expected to be out of action for approximately...
What injury?
ACL.
Did they say that?
She said that.
When did she say that?
The one thing I saw was just like, how the WWE does the exclusive stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She addressed the injury, but then they, I know she was still in character. So,
wait, so she did it on TV?
Well, it wasn't. You know how they do the exclusive stuff backstage, where you got to go on their YouTube channel.
I don't know.
But see, it's the. Hold on, let me finish. Bayley was set to face, Bianca Belair in the Money in the Bank in an I Quit match. So, but now she's been out for 9 months, and then so now, which we'll talk about on SmackDown, she's been replaced by Carmella for Bianca Belair to go up against Carmella and Money in the Bank. So, now, give me your thoughts on why do you think this is, because it's kind of like what everybody thought, like, the whole Dean Ambrose and John Moxley thing was, not real or whatever.
It's like, they usually disclose the injury before she's on TV as her character saying, yeah, I got an ACL injury, just like they make up in, just like Montez got a pulmo, whatever he got, that they said he had Bruce, what did they say, he had like a punctured lung or something. Like, they make up injuries. It's not common to make up injuries.
No, I mean, it's not common. The Vince McMahon feeding Michael Cole injury opposed to, a regular injury. But it's just, the way I'm saying it like this, look, if I'm not going to give WWE the kind of credit to story.
It's not that. It's just also because when they first announced the injury, they didn't say nothing. They just said Bayley's out approximately 9 months for this injury. They didn't disclose the injury. So it was like, okay. And then she went on SmackDown and she said, yes, I have an injury. And her leg is bandaged up. She didn't ever say it was an ACL. She just said, I have an injury. So nobody's disclosing the injury. If you said she said it on her .com thing, then yes. But other than that, she hasn't said the injury anywhere other than .com. I don't think it's like a major injury. I just think it's maybe get her off of TV and maybe do whatever the case is. But I just don't think
you started breaking up. You said to get her off TV.
I don't know if this is something to get her off of TV and refresh herself. I don't know what this is, but I think she probably does have an injury, but it's not like a serious injury. And I think after her injury, they just maybe trying to work her back. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. It's something about it doesn't feel right.
See, the thing is, it's like it'd be different. Like,
so all right. So if Roman Reigns has an injury, you know they're gonna tell the injury. They're gonna tell you what it is first and foremost. How long he gonna be out, and he's gonna say it on his Twitter. They're gonna announce it on their Twitter, and he's gonna announce it in front of everybody.
But that's not necessarily how everything works.
So every injury of a major person hasn't had that.
No, when Roman had cancer, they didn't say. He told us, and remember,
he told us, right? He said he has cancer, and then after they posted it everywhere.
And then here's the thing: after he said it, that's when they started posting it. That's saying they have a belly, but what happened when Roman said he had cancer? No, people didn't believe him. But
then they started posting it. They started posting, yes, he has cancer and all that kind of stuff. Yes.
Well, I have to say, but even when they started doing that, they still didn't believe him because they thought it was because everybody thought. I'm not gonna say everybody, but there's a good amount of people that thought that this was Vince McMahon's because he is not below this to go out here and to try to get Roman Reigns sympathy. Because if he said he has cancer and he has to go away and forfeit the championship, you had the Shield come out there, Seth Rollins crying his eyes out, and they sitting there like, oh my God, we about to get Roman over, and then he comes back in a couple months, and then all of a sudden he's fine, and Vince got him over because he had to use cancer to get him over. Which in reality, he really had cancer. But that's how people, perceived it because it wasn't the WWE usual kind of way. So here's what I'm saying. If Bayley's injury is fake, because it looks like the plan for summer, because right now SummerSlam's going to be in Vegas, you're going to have Cardi there, and then it looks like Bianca Belair's opponent should be Sasha.
Yes.
And I'll get to Sasha and Bianca in a minute, but then the rumor had it that the match, another women's match at SummerSlam was supposed to be Becky returning to go up against Bayley, because they try to load the SummerSlam card up. Now, that's a huge match, and that would be a good match for Becky and Bayley to have. Because first of all, Bayley has been the MVP of the Thunderdome era, or the COVID era, whatever you want to call it. She has been, because when we talk about the whole Thunderdome and the best things about it, Bayley's on that list. She the stuff that she's done with Michael Cole, the match quality that she had, the character change that she had, everything about Bayley was good. Ding Dong Hello got over to me, and it was getting over. And this woman did everything. They didn't even give her a match at WrestleMania, let alone a Ding Dong Hello segment at WrestleMania. They shelved this woman, which is just criminal in itself. Then she goes into this rivalry with Bianca Belair to help put Bianca over. So they had that great Hell in a Cell match, but it came out of nowhere because there was no heat to it. So I was looking forward to this I Quit match, because if you're going to have Money in the Bank in the first pay-per-view with the live crowd there, you want to put on a big match. Carmella, and they know Carmella.
They're not fighting at
say what?
Pay-per-view. They're not fighting at the pay-per-view.
I know, that's what I'm saying. They know Carmella and Bianca Belair is not the pay-per-view match. That's why they have it on SmackDown.
Look, Carmella in any title match wasn't. I don't even know why they even did that. But I would have just said, "Hey, Bianca, just defend your belt in the ladder match." That's what I would have did. But,
exactly. But it's kind of like, I think the way I see it is because now if it was fake, it's like, okay,
No, I think she has an injury, but I don't think it's as serious as what they're making it to be. Is what I'm saying.
It's kind of like, I think it's like the Miz's injury, but it looks like
not a Miz. No, well, okay, sorry, my bad.
No, I'm just saying. Okay, see, it's like the Miz's injury, but then it's like they said it, and I see people online was like, it's fake, because how the hell you get the ACL tear was with the zombie segment, but it happened. Then they showed stuff like that.
But
okay,
the Miz is. I got two differences. This is kind of my reasoning. The Miz's injury is they announced his injury. They said, all right, they announced it on their Twitter, whatever. Other wrestling news places confirmed, yes, Miz is injured. Then he comes back, and then he's like, all right, I'm injured. Edge bruised his whatever that was. He bruised in the greatest match. It's like, all right, Edge is torn his shoulder. Everybody was like, okay, Edge is torn his shoulder. Then they confirmed that Edge is torn his shoulder. With Bayley, they just said, all right, Bayley's in.
But
and that's it.
The same thing happened with Bayley. I'm reading this. TMZ said it. I'm reading this right now on CBS.com. CBSSports.com. I'm not reading this on WWE.com. I'm reading this article.
And what is the injury?
Okay, on here, let's see. I'm gonna make sure. Cause I don't want to make sure I say anything wrong. On CBSSports.com, they don't have the list of the injury.
Nobody has the injury. Is with my point. They just say it's an injury.
So, do you think it's going to be an injury where they want to mirror it to see if it's? But so if it's not, if it's an injury,
okay.
Why say 9 months?
That's my question. I think it's an injury where she just out indefinitely and they just put 9 months on it. They let that add time so when she comes back earlier, people will be at least expecting it.
Oh fuck! Just damn.
I don't know.
No, I'm sorry. I ripped my pillow. It was by accident. I was like, oh my God, this thing rips again. Anyway, no, my thing is, we can't say WWE will do this, but then it contradicts them for wanting to do that. They are struggling. Do you not think that bringing up Tegan Nox and Shotzi, which they dropped Blackheart, which is stupid, they brought them up because they panicked?
Yeah, that whole thing was stupid.
Which we'll get to on SmackDown. But they brought them up in the middle of them having storylines.
Especially Tegan. Tegan's on so... Oh.
Yeah, she's in the middle of a feud and Ember Moon and storyline, and the same thing goes with Ember and Shotzi Blackheart. They are in the middle of something, and they just brought them up. They panicking because it was something while she was training, and I think it was just like, damn, she probably blew out her ACL, and I think it could be a case where, well, maybe if we don't say it, kind of like, the whole NBA jinx thing. If we don't say it, maybe it won't be that. So they just kept saying she's out here with this injury, but the whole 9 months, everybody knows a 9-month injury is ACL. Now, I don't know if WWE wants to keep hiding that or whatever the case may be, but it would not make no sense for her to come screw Bianca at Money in the Bank because, because that would have to lead them to have a match.
Nobody's thinking that.
That would have to lead them to a match at SummerSlam, and we should already know that spot is saved for Sasha. It has to be.
Mm-hmm.
Especially after what happened last night. It has to be. So, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I truly don't know what to be. I mean, it'll be smart storytelling if they make this the whole thing seem like, a real injury and trying to be fake.
No, I don't. I think it's a real injury. I just don't think it's as serious as 9 months. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, see, if that's the case, it'll be like, it's kind of like when Finn Balor got injured and they wanted to mirror. Like, they didn't want to say what kind of injury it was, and they didn't really want to list how long he'll be out, but when they realized, okay, he can't go no more, then they had to finally say, you got to vacate the title. But now for them to... Which
was the next day.
Yeah, now...
By the way.
Yeah, for them to say, expected to miss 9 months of action, and they did that panic move on SmackDown, and we don't even know what panic move they're going to do on Raw. Because, Vince's baby. They're gonna do a panic move on Raw, and they're probably gonna bring somebody up on NXT and don't need to be up there right now, just to get some women up on there. Because if Becky's gonna come back, it gotta be at SummerSlam. And the only thing is now, if Becky and Bayley was the planned match at SummerSlam, then you gotta go for a plan B. Because even if she's not injured for 9 months, she's not gonna make SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So now the question is, what does Becky have to do? And my thing is, you just have her go up against Rhea, and don't put Charlotte in the match.
Yeah, I thought the whole plan initially was Rhea and Becky and Bianca and Sasha.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, I don't want to see Bayley versus Becky. We don't ever seen it.
But well, first of all, we've seen, Lisa Frank Bayley taking on, Becky, but the man Becky after she comes back from having a baby versus this version of Bayley, it's kind of like everybody say, I don't want to see Cena and Roman. I'm like, the way Roman is now, we ain't never seen that match before. We've seen Shield Roman.
There is difference. I will say, there is a lot of difference. What I'm saying as far as the actual match, not the build up, the actual match, I would rather try to do something kind of fresher. Just me.
I mean, I do get that, and even though, like I said, with the heel turn, I know Bayley's match style would definitely change. But however, I get what you're saying, and me personally, I would do the Rhea because it would be like, let me go fight for my title that I never lost in the first place, and do it that way. But the reason why I have no faith in that is because I will see them just adding Charlotte for the sake of adding Charlotte, and Charlotte don't need to be there. She don't need to be there, but they're going to try to find some way to beef up this SummerSlam because it's going to be in Vegas. These days it's going to be in Vegas. They're trying to have Cardi. They're trying to make this
not just at Vegas, but at the stadium too.
Exactly. They try to turn this thing into WrestleMania. Because
it's going to have more attendance.
I'm about to say exactly. Isn't that place outside too?
No, it's a stadium.
It's a stadium. Okay, I'm about to say because that'd be like the first outdoor SummerSlam since '92.
No, it's a dome.
But yeah, you can't sit there and think when the last time SummerSlam was in a dome.
It's the first time.
First time. So Vince is obviously trying to put the foot, the pedal to the metal here on this one. So I hope whatever's wrong with Bayley, I hope she's fine because, like I said, with Bayley getting hurt, I'm sorry, no disrespect to these women, but it ain't like Liv Morgan or Carmella getting hurt. It's like, okay, I hope they get better for their craft and for, them having a job of wrestling and everything like that. But when it comes to Bayley, was literally the MVP, one of the most valuable players when it comes to this god awful COVID era. She was fun to watch. She was entertaining, and her match quality just jumped. And everybody she was in the ring with, she made better. That whole Hell in a Cell match with Sasha Banks last year was great. Mm-hmm. Me personally, I wanted to see that WrestleMania because of how rich their rivalry is. But still, getting it at Hell in a Cell, that was a great match.